What's up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Tonight we have a full lineup. We got some new bottles to try, new releases, want to crack into, do our first impressions. Yeah, and just kind of have a good old time. So we're going to run through the lineup. We're going to do it one at a time here. Slow her down tonight. Make sure we don't get too hard ahead of ourselves. But we're going to go ahead and start off with one that I've been waiting for a hot minute. Let's go ahead and roll into that one. All right, there you have it. We got the Penelope Premix Old Fashioned. Now I have what is it, the peach? I have the peach one. Oh, I didn't care for that one, right? It was good. It was sweet, but I felt like it was more maple than peach. That was just a me thing. Apparently everybody else thought it was a peach bomb. But this one, I've been waiting for a hot little minute here. This one's going to be the Black Walnut Old Fashioned. It is a mix of straight bourbon whiskey, straight rye whiskey, and of course, walnut bitters with vanilla demerara syrup. It just sounds like a good time. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and open this thing up. I should have opened all this up beforehand. I didn't think that far ahead. You know, I just didn't get there. Let's check in with the chat while we struggle to open these. There's one bottle. Apparently, it's like mission impossible to open. It's towards the end of the night, so you have to stay tuned for that one. Checking with the chat. Bourbon Daddy says, "We in here, boys. Sipping on some OGD 114. Awesome. North Florida's in the chat. Raph says, guess who's back? Welcome back, Raph. Braided Grumpy says, Chigfoot. Okay. Raph says that Penelope Walnut is fuego. Had it at a ball share this Wednesday. Okay, perfect. I'm looking forward to it. Keith says, premix? You have to sell me on one. I mean, if there was one, it would be this one, right? I mean, I do like the Bullet premix too. But the best one I've had so far is the one from Buffalo Trace. What is it called? I don't remember what it's called. But it's an old-fashioned premix, right? It's kind of pricey though, but it's really good. It's like the closest that I've seen. I don't have real ice tonight. That's on me. But the Buffalo Trace one was the closest to like what I would make as an old-fashioned. This one's a little fancy. Ooh. I'm just saying, that's how you start a Friday, boys. But again, welcome to stream. Happy Friday. If you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe if you're new. And of course, let me know what you're sipping on. Let's dive into this one. This one is 76 proof. It's kind of low. It says serve on the rocks or chilled. I mean, it's an old fashioned. I guess if it was chilled, you wouldn't need ice, you wouldn't water it down. That might be smarter, but I mean, here we go. It does say you can add a cherry. That's like their preferred garnish of choice. We're not going to pour it too heavy. We got things to talk about tonight. Christian says, what's up? Call me old fashioned. I'm late to the party, but just picked up the peach old fashioned this week, sipping on the new riff 100 proof. Gonna have an old fashioned with you. There you go. I don't care for the peach. It's not bad. It's not my thing. I also don't care for peach in general. I guess I should try it without it first, right? No cherry first, a little sip, a little taste test. Fuck, that was good, bro. I don't know if it's the Friday night vibes hitting. That was good. That was really good. It definitely feels more like right off rip, like first impression. Right off the rip was more like it felt like we were getting into fall, right? We don't need that up here. You know what fucking cherries are. Scott in the chat says, what's up? Call me old fashioned. Happy Friday. Hey, happy Friday to you. All right, we got to go back. I got to get a run back. This was light years better than the peach, by the way. I'm not even one sip in. It's already better than the peach, by far. Like obviously you don't really know as an old fashioned, right? I get it. I just do it to everything now. You should see me when I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. I'm like, 76 tasty notes in this one. Just kidding. Let's dive in. I didn't expect it to be that good. This is. Keith says, "Hey, sell me on it. Sell me on it. I don't need to. This thing's gonna sell itself. This one for sure is going to not stay on the shelves near as long as the peach. A couple people are gonna get their hands on it. It's phenomenal. That's it's all like vanilla toastiness, right? It's not in a toasted barrel, nothing like that. But it's with that vanilla demerara syrup. It really makes it feel. It feels like fall. Feels like I'm about to go out there to a little campfire, toast a little marshmallow, get that little cream flavor going in there. The cherry just kind of sends it over the top. So it's like vanillas and cherry. This is good. I could drink this all night for sure. I was expecting to kind of like shit on it for a minute, to be honest, because the peach really just didn't hit. But I like the bottle. The bottle's sick. I like it up on the shelf over here. I don't know if you can see it, but I like this one a little bit more because I would put my premix in this just like my own, like my freezer door old fashioned. Put it in this. I'm here for it. But no, the black walnut reminds me a lot of if you guys ever had the Elijah Craig like cocktail syrup. It's like that mixed with vanilla. Is basically what it is. But yeah, Penelope nailed this one, knocked out of the park. Let me check back in with the chat. Keith says that cork pop set the tone for sure. I couldn't ask for a better cork pop and a better first little sip into the stream. I'm just saying, I can't complain. These are first world problems we're talking about here. This is phenomenal. I'm pumped. Like it's cheap too. It's like $35. Maybe a little less. I might have been too high. If it is $35, that's not cheap. Don't let me rephrase that. But I would say if you like that vanilla profile or a black walnut profile, this one's gonna top the Buffalo Trace one for sure. The Buffalo Trace just feels like a Buffalo Trace old fashioned, just sweet Angostura bitters. This one's got some flair to it. But if you're into the cocktail stuff and you want something like a more sweet dessert vibe feeling to an old fashioned, this one's the move. We're going to dive into some bottles here in a minute. Obviously, you can see the lineup for tonight onto the side here. We're diving into the Penelope, I already forgot the name, Black Walnut Pre-Mix Old Fashioned. Then we're going to dive into Old Granddad number 7 or 7-year age, however you want to word it, bottle of bond. See if that's worth the little extra bump in price over the regular Old Granddad bonded. Then we have Sazerac Rye, the 100 proof version. Obviously, they just came out with that. So I want to dive in, see if it's any better than the 90 proof or if it's just good in general. Then we're going to dive into a little rare character action. And then obviously you guys know we're going to move to a hangout stream, kick back. You guys can ask me whatever kind of weird questions you have. Big Bob says, we meet again, gentlemen. Big Bob's in the fantasy league as well. He says he wants it this year. North Lawyer says, so good. I had it earlier tonight. I might have read that already. Keith says, so it tastes like 12. So it tastes like 12-0 Florida football. It may. You know what? Let's be professionals. 11-1 Florida football. That's what it's tasting like. You know what I mean? Like it could miss on one night, but it ain't gonna miss all the other ones. It's solid, especially like for this. Like the peach one, I get it. They release it during the summer or right before, so you can drink during the summer. They're releasing this one right before fall because it does feel more like a fall drink. I'm just out here marketing for them at this point. That was a solid line. I put that together in my head just now. Just now put together the release dates. That's got to be what they did it for, right? Yeah, that's phenomenal. Chad Jones says, good evening, bourbon lovers. Chad, welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. Jerry in the chat says, nice. I've got a peach old fashioned. Anxious to try the walnut. The peach is shit compared to this one. I didn't even like the peach. Like, I liked it. Don't get me wrong. Let me rephrase it. I liked it, but it was not for me. Like, it's not what I would want to drink. The maple syrup was kind of weird to it. It didn't have enough bite to it. So it was kind of like dancing between, like, it wanted to be spicy, but with no spice. And it wanted to be sweet, but the peach part was making it weird for me. I didn't care for it. Jerry says, go Gators. He says, damn, I'm sold. I mean, it's $35. Just dip your toe in. If you won't drink it, give it to me. I'll gladly take one for free. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and dive into the first bottle of the night, the Old Granddad Bonded 7-year. I got this one open before the B-roll ended. I'm just saying, that was like, dying, bro. That's funny. Brady Grumpy says, "Let's go fighting Irish." Oh, there's blows in the chat. Chad says, "Sipping on some Eagle Rare 12-year." All right, you're showing off now. Showing off. I do want the 12-year. Guys, I had some restraints today. I need a pat on the back for this one. I went to the liquor store earlier. Gold Knox off of Normandy. If you're local, bro, they had Eagle Rare 10 sitting on the shelf. E.H. Taylor Small Batch sitting on the shelf. They had Blanton's sitting on the shelf. I didn't buy any of them. I almost bought the Eagle Rare, but I was like, I walked out with a case of liquor. You know what I mean? Like, so I already kind of was tapping out as it was. But solid store. They had everything. If the wife wasn't with me, different things could happen, you know? That's funny. Bob says that B-roll looking nice. You know, I'm here for it. Nice walk-up music. I'm here for it. Keith said, enjoying a pipe and sipping on some E.H. Taylor Small Batch to kick off my birthday weekend. Happy birthday, Keith. That's one way to start it. North Florida says my walnut was only $29 after tax. To be honest, I didn't even look at the price. I knew I was going there for it. So, yeah, it's probably like $29 to $35, somewhere in that range. Time to get pumped, bitches. AB sipping on some Buffalo Trace. There you go. Liz says hi, Bob. Jay says crazy excited to watch my Jags and Travis Hunter. Duval. I'm a Dolphins fan, so I can't. Bro, we're like 2 for fucking 2. But I'll root for the Jags if they're not playing the Dolphins. But it's Dolphins all the way, you know. All right. I had a weird little lip on that, huh? Brady Grumpy says, "Do you know the guy I get? What the fuck's it say? I need to make this bigger. There it goes. Do you know a guy named Joe Waters? Both have similar streams, but he always pissed himself at the end. I didn't know Joe peed himself at the end of his streams, but yeah, I was over there earlier. I just popped up on my phone. I said, I got nothing to do. I was eating pizza. You know what I mean? I popped into the stream and said, what's up? I didn't know he peed himself, though. That's pretty cool. It's one way of doing it, I guess. Chad says, great cork pop. I know. The Penelope was better, but that one's right up there with it. I think Old Granddad in general makes phenomenal cork pops. That's just I'm just throwing it out there. North Florida says Gators and Dolphins here. There you go. It smells like Old 14, right? That's like if you put these side by side, I probably couldn't tell the difference. It's got a little bit extra ethanol on it, which is making me think, oh, higher proof. But it's 100. It's 100 proof, right? Yeah, bottle to bond, 100 proof, 7-year age. It's basically their traditional, just Old Granddad, just new label, couple extra years age. Synthetic cork pop. I know. They're selling me hard on these, aren't they? Wilderness and Whiskey says eating some vanilla ice cream with some Bibb and Tucker Gold roasted bourbon on top. That's how you fucking start a Friday. You know what I mean? Dive into a little ice cream, little alcoholic ice cream snack after dinner. A lot different from the Penelope. I'm acclimating at this point. Cork pop is epic every time. It is. It's a lot thinner than I was expecting. This thing's kind of dark for it to be that thin. There it goes. A little bit of, I just need a little warm up there. Maybe a little water action would do me some good. All right. I mean, it's typical old granddad. I wouldn't say it's anything like spectacular. I mean, I don't want to be a dippy downer. Like, this is solid. Like, don't get me wrong. I would prefer the 114 already. I like the extra age. It gives me a little bit more darker caramel, a little bit of a spice more towards the back end. But when I think old granddad, I expect 114 at this point, like the proof wise. So missing 14 proof points kind of just like, I don't know, maybe I went in with the wrong expectations. Maybe that's a me thing. It's got a good level of spice, good level of sweetness. I like the age on it. I definitely think I like it better than the traditional old granddad bonded, but I don't like. I'd rather have the 14 for a couple bucks less. Now, a lot of people, especially with the video I just posted about the best bottles under like 20 or 30 bucks, apparently old granddad's price for the 114 is climbing. Because I can get it like 27 to 29, sometimes 32. It just kind of varies. Some people are saying it's getting all the way up to 40 bucks now. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but it's kind of taking the essence of that budget bottle and jacking it up. That's not fair, in my opinion. Chad says, never had OGD. Is it worth buying or pass? 114 is 100% buy every time. I would take. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Edwin in the chat, subscribed. Edwin, appreciate it, bud. As always, welcome to the family. Here, let me just pull it up. Right, get a little old granddad's up here. Me and Grant's just hanging out at this point. So we have 3 different levels of old granddad. Let me switch over to my second cam. I must have hit it because that's not what my second camera looks like, but you get the point. So you have the new one, right? Or actually the old one. Old granddad bonded. It's got the picture of the old man on it, whatever. Then you have the old granddad 7-year. Same thing as this one, just a couple extra years aged. And of course, 114. Right? So the 114 has been kind of my go-to, right? I was looking at the 7-year, like everybody's kind of releasing a 7-year age something, right? And I think that's the new thing. People are kind of taking their base level stuff, aging a little bit longer, trying to put out some new stuff into the world. And I think it's better, but not by much. They're about the same price, right? But I think old granddad 14 is an extra like $5. I'm going with that all day. So it's good. Let me do another sip. Let me do one more. Big Bob says shouldn't have cashed out of the Carolina game. Damn. You still double your money. Scott says ultimate OGD ranking. I want to do it in a blind one day, to be honest. Like, I get it. Like, I can say whatever when I kind of know what I'm pointing at. Personally, like, it makes me sound like a proof whore here, but I mean, the extra proof matters in a lot of cases, you know, because it's almost all the same thing, just twisted, you know. The 7-year age gives it a deeper, like, sweetness, a little bit extra toast on it. The spice aspect is more like earth mint vibes, but beyond that, it's just a solid little bottle. It's nothing mind-blowing, though, is the way I could put it. Christian said, did you change the thumbnail? I'm still interested in what bottles you actually finish and restock. I've been trying to get through some of my bottles that are more than halfway done. We'll go into that more closer to the end. I did change the thumbnail because, I mean, if I crack into like 4 new bottles, you know, if people come to see that, you know, I'm here for it. Jerry said, "Old Granddad 114 makes a great tip bottle. LOL. Quarters fit. I rarely get tipped in bills." I guess that would be kind of cool. Fill it up with quarters or something. I'm here for that. Scott says, "Old Granddad 5th. Old Granddad 100 is number 4. Old Granddad 114 is 3. Old Granddad 7 is 2nd. Old Granddad 16 is number 1. I've not had the Old Granddad 16. It was at Golden Ox when I went there, but we tiptoeing, you know. It's hard. The price for the 16 to me is just kind of absurd, and I get why, but you know what I mean. Just kind of hard to spend $200 on a just an extremely long age version of that. You go from 4 years to 7 years with like a couple dollars. You go from 7 year to 16 years, and they 8 times the price. You know, just a hard pill there. Do a blind with the overhold and old fits and the all of the old whiskey. An old whiskey battle? That would be kind of cool. All right, let's see. What else do we have next? We have the rye. How long? We've only been 22 minutes, so we're kind of cruising. I'm here for it. All right, let's go ahead and clean off the old granddads, and then we're going to dive into our next bottle. And then we'll probably circle back eventually. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Elizabeth Husey, what are you doing? That's my card. Don't do that. All right, let's dive into the next bottle. Sazerac Rye 100 proof. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and dive into this one. I need some water first, but Sazerac Rye, everybody knows it. They love it. Sometimes they don't. It's going to be the Buffalo Trace Rye, 100% straight rye whiskey. Amos says, "What proof do you think is getting too hot for me? It's north of 127 for my palate. It's too much to enjoy, to drink and enjoy." I don't know. Maybe I'm a psychopath. I haven't really reached that limit. Now, the hazmat stuff, you got to go in knowing what you're drinking and try to experience in that sense. I wouldn't want to just sit back and drink hazmat every day. So maybe above 140. But I have a 135 proof rye Jack Daniel's single barrel proof, and I drank that all the fucking time. It was fantastic. So it's one of my favorite bottles. So I enjoy the proof. But I like to stick around 115-ish, right? Give or take a couple proof points depending on which bottle I'm drinking. But that's like my preferred. Like if I could just sit back and drink, I'm going around that proof point. Jerry says, "Can't imagine the proof bump to 100 makes Saz much better." Well, that's what we're here to find out, Jerry. Come on. I don't know. I don't know if it will. But I liked where their head was at. You know, I wasn't, I had one small bottle of the 90 proof, like a little mini bottle. And I wasn't going to pick it up again because I was like, I don't really care for a 90 proof rye. There's so many 100 proof ryes out there. But yeah, I mean, 100 proof. I just wanted to try it. I just wanted to. Porky in the chat says, "Amos, 127 is crazy. I like to start at 90 to 100, then go up." I agree. There's been multiple streams where if you start high, you can't go back down. You know what I mean? It just kind of ruins it. if you slowly kind of tiptoe all the way up the proof scale, you'll enjoy every pour that much more. You could start from like 90 to 95, 95 to 105. You know what I mean? I keep it within the tens, but are we fucking 3 for 3? You know what I mean? This is real cork too, not synthetic. Suck it. Anyways, let's dive in. This bottle shape's a little awkward. Just want to throw that out there. All right. That almost went sideways. All right. Going in. Ooh, that's some little ethanol spice there. I mean, to be honest, like it smells exactly the same. Like I know it's just a 10 proof bump, but I don't know. I was expecting something a little bit different, slightly. It's got like the orange little zest action, a little mint. I'm here for it. The panic. You're fucking right. I break Glens all the time. I don't want to go buy more. You know what I mean? I got that perfect level. I don't need to, keep knocking it over. Chad says, Garrison Brothers single barrel select at 133 proof was a beast. You got to be ready for that Texas whiskey. I'm not a big fan of Garrison Brothers, but I get it. Texas whiskey in general has got a lot of flavor and punch to it, even on the lower stuff. So I will say it's either one of two things, right? Again, this is just first impressions. This isn't like a full breakdown review. I think if you want to do a full breakdown review, it really does need to be, you let it open up a second, you try it multiple different times, and kind of really, mull on the thought here. But as a first impression, it's one of two things. Either it's a freshly cracked bottle, and that's given me this impression, or it really is that extra bump of proof. The spices are a little bit more complex. It's got a little bit more kick to it in the back. The finish is slightly longer. And to be honest, it feels a little thicker. Not much, right? But the 90 proof Sazerac Rye was a little thin to me. I still liked it. Wasn't anything to call home about. Again, I wasn't going to pick up a second bottle, but I like this one. Now, this one was like a liter. That's all they had was a 1 liter version of it. I don't know if that was a sales tactic or what, but again, I like it. I think if you're a really big Buffalo Trace fan, you'd enjoy this bottle. But if I'm being honest, I probably wouldn't pick it up again. Like, it's good. And if I wanted to use it for like a mixer, or if I wanted like to have something that was approachable for beginner rye drinkers, yeah. But I could get the Jack, you know what I mean? Or I can get something else that I enjoy a little bit more. Like, this is good, but it definitely feels more beginner rye vibes. But I do like it better than the 90. The heat on the finish on this one's maybe it's just a fresh crack on it, but it's definitely better than the 90. Norflor says, gonna be waiting for that full review. Been contemplating the Saz Rye. Yeah, it definitely is going to be coming in like a week or two. I think letting it open up and doing that, and kind of like doing it as I did the last one, would be beneficial. Because like first impressions of a bottle, a lot of times you're like, wow, this is amazing. And then a week later, you're like, changed my mind. This one's, it feels just like the other one, except for everything feels a slightly more intense. And again, that could be one of two things. It could be from a fresh crack, and you're just getting into the neck of that bottle, or it really is that better. So I'm here for it. Jerry says, does it pop at all at 90 proof? Or does it pop at all at 90 proof? Or is it just flat? I think he means doesn't pop at all at 90. It's just flat, in my opinion. Yeah, at 90, like it gives you like a little buzz, like your phone vibrating in your pocket, but no spice, no action. It's sweet, it's nice, it's approachable, it's still rye at 90. That's why I'm saying at this one, like I got a lot more spice than I did the first time. The finish is actually a finish, not just you're just drinking something. I get a little bit more like orange zest on the nose than I did the first time. A lot more ethanol on the nose too. Chad says, I will ask you every week until you try it, my brother. Michter's Barrel Strength Toasted. I thought of you today. I went and I saw the sour mash. I didn't see the toasted, but I looked. So, I mean, hey, I'm here for it. We go live every Friday, so we'll see you then. No, it's good. Like, again, I might be a psychopath, but my favorite rye right now, when I want a rye drink, is Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye, and I'm nuts because I want to find the highest proof, and then I want to mix it with ginger ale. I'm like obsessed with that drink right now. It's just it hits all the right spots. It's just a really expensive cocktail. You know what I mean? You're gonna spend $80 a bottle and then drown it in ginger ale. Just kind of seems a little absurd. But that's how I like drinking it. So that's just a me thing. I don't think this would be good in that same scenario. It's not. It doesn't have enough punch to it. The finish is great, but you'll water that down quick. So, you know, it's good. I think if you're a fan of ryes, or that finish is actually like kind of like medium-ish. It's not quick, medium to long. The finish is the best part for sure. All right. So, I'm going to end up running back through these bottles again tonight either way, but been dying to get into the next bottle. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the rare character that I picked up. It is a single barrel store pick from Shores Liquor. Let's go ahead and dive into rare character. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now I hear these are impossible to open without damaging yourself. So we're going to put that to the test. Now, there's not a ton of information on this bottle. I saw it. I've been looking at rare character for a while. I was like, all right, let's dive in. Let's get one. I like the artwork. The artworks for me are a big thing. I like all the bottles that are up here. I like a lot of the artwork. That's why I like Still Austin so much too. I love the art. Kind of the same thing when it comes to rare character. They get to put their own little stamp on it. This one's got like a little jockey. Kind of reminds me of like the Kentucky Derby. So I thought that was cool. This one is also a pick from the Jacksonville Bourbon Whiskey Society and Shores Liquor. 116.42 proof. This is a high rye bourbon. It's 51% corn, 45% rye, and 4% malted barley. Scott says, take a lighter to the wax. Trust. Took me 2 tries to open my rare character. Did you guys have knives or anything? Like, it's got a little perforated thing. I know you guys just told me what to do. But it's almost like I want to learn the hard way. You know what I mean? Like I'm already like neck deep in this thing. Why do they do this? Why would they make it so hard? Is it just for the look? Like I'm all for a good waxy bottle, you know? But part of it is I want the wax to stay in place. You know what I mean? Like if I could put it back and it looked normal. Are these shallow corks? Or if not, I'm just digging into this fucker. It's taking a while to get around, boys. I'm for sure cut myself, right? Are we taking over/under bets on this, or because I went in? Oh my god! All right, boys, that's the stream. I can't get it open. Suck it. Christian says, $4.99. Appreciate it, bud. He says, "What's your everyday carry knife?" Give me a second. I'm gonna show you. Porky Prankster just subscribed. Welcome. I got it, boys. I got it. That's unnecessary. That was unnecessary. Because I dug the hell into this thing. So when it comes to the knives, Christian, I'm not like super fancy, right? I just want something. I don't need to have it, be anything crazy. It's a Snake Eye Tactical. It's actually from Sugarlands. It is a it's got a little carbon fiber, a little belt clip, a little wood grain, but it's from Sugarlands Distillery. I got it on a trip, so yeah, I just have it ever since. I've had it for a long time now, but it's been my go-to. I have a couple other ones too, just laying around. North Florida says 5-minute opening or minimum opening over/under. I got it quick, boys. I'm just saying, y'all were out here worried. Y'all were like, "Oh, it took me 2 days. It took me 17 tries. I got it first try." Just saying. Just saying. Aaron says, "Is it like telling your kids to do it this way and then you don't? So F yourself up and they still did that their way?" Yeah, facts. I have a couple of Benchmades I've been carrying the past couple years, Christian. Hell yeah. Nice bottle opener. Nice touch. Brady Grumpy said Joe Waters just pissed himself. Does he actually fucking do that? Stop it. Is he actually... You had me over. I'll fucking pop on the stream. If he's pissing himself, I doubt it. He's no way somebody's just gonna be like, "All right, guys, good night," and just does it. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Are we 4 for 4? That was a solid pop. All right, let's dive into this bottle. Enough hoopla. All right. He did, bro. I'll scroll back. I'll go back and watch his stream. See if he did braided. He is totally wrecked. He wasn't live that long, though. How would he be that drunk? Damn, this smells like a fucking all rye. Gonna need a recreation vid. All right, hold on. Just let me drink more, then I'll have to. You know what I mean? Oh, reaction. That's what he said. Bro, I would. Hey, nobody's safe. If somebody pees yourself on stream, they leave it up for me to go rewatch. I'm just saying, you should expect me to react to it. So that might be just a warning to all bourbon people. Like, don't pee yourself on stream. I'll fucking clip you up. I don't believe you. Grumpy, I don't believe you. No way. All right. You're drawing my focus, Wade. So this one was distilled February 21st, 2018 and bottled June of 2025. Obviously, I already went over the mash bill. 51% corn, 45% rye, 4% malted barley. It's a 7-year and 4-month age statement, 116.42 proof cask strength. This is barrel number K45-006. It smells phenomenal, but it just smells like a rye. It reminds me of Jack, to be honest. It's got a little caramel in there, a little cinnamon action, some mint. I wouldn't guess this is a bourbon at all. I also think I built up rare character in my head too much. I had a feeling like if somebody's making a whole brand off of single barrels, like they gotta be incredible. You know what I mean? It's very cinnamon rye, like borderline too much cinnamon. This one's weird. I can't tell if I really like it or really dislike it. Like it's a weird dynamic right now. Proof levels, perfect. 116, almost 117, especially like on a rye. It's got some heat. It's a very strange bottle. I wish I had more information on it. I don't. I'm gonna get it, but I don't like. It's very strange. I'm like almost like it, I'm almost half tempted to think this is Amberana finish. If I bought an Amberana finished whiskey, I'd be fucking pissed. But that's what it feels like. It feels like an Amberana finished rye. You know what I mean? But technically it's bourbon because it's 51. I get it. But a 45% rye is a fucking rye to me. I don't dislike it, right? So let me just rephrase a couple things. Cause I get a little emotional sometimes. It's not bad. It's fairly good, but it's so weird. It's a weird bottle. Sometimes weird can be really good though. Like it's good. It will be drank for sure. Like it's not gonna go to waste. But like it's very cinnamon forward. I would bet this is probably Amberana finish at this point. Like it's like sometimes just to give you guys like an insight to my life. Sometimes I buy really cheap coffee, like really cheap coffee, because I don't. I like I get a glass, throw some ice in it, right, and then I let it sit while I'm working because I'll get on the phone and I do other stuff, right. When I'm on the phone, it gets watered down, so I add cinnamon into it. That's why I buy cheap coffee, right? Because I just throw cinnamon in. It doesn't even matter. I don't care if it's crap or not, because I'm strictly drinking for the caffeine. It's like the same thing. It's like my coffee, except for it's whiskey with just a lot of cinnamon on top. I would bet this is Amberana finish, and somebody pulled the wool over my eyes here. Didn't fucking tell me. But it's not bad. If it is Amberana finish, just so you guys know, Emo said, "Go off, King." Tell him. If it is Amberana finish, though, it's probably the best Amberana finish I've had for sure, because it's still good. Bob says, "Do I cash out? Do I cash out what? 130? Fuck. I don't watch baseball, bro. I have no idea." Northler says the Bourbon Barn Rare Hector has a strong citrus note up front. I like citrus notes though. Like I'm fine with that. Here, let me go back a little bit. Northler says, "I told you, you want to find the rare character that has the same mash bill as the Brookhill." You know, I mean, these aren't that easy to find. Like I know Bourbon Barn had one. I should have went to the drop. That's on me. Like I get that. But at the same time, I didn't want to drive all the way over there to not get one. I didn't know if they were going to sell out or not, so I was just kind of okay with missing it. I also saw this drop at the same time, and I'm like, I know this is right down the road from me. I hear Brook Hill is incredible, so I'm curious to see what that's going to be like. Scott says single barrel I had wasn't great, but the limited releases are batches and much better. I have batch 1 from this year, and I would rank it top 5 2025 bottle of this year. I did actually. I have 2 on unicorn auctions that I could get, but I don't know if I will. Where the fuck did my vape go? There it goes. At Graybeard Share, I tried 4 or 5 different rare characters. Each had special notes on them. All very different. That's what I mean. Like, there's nothing on here though. It just gives me a quick little like, hey, this is a rare character, and I mean, I appreciate that. Don't get me wrong, but there's no like tasting notes. There's no nothing on here. I won't be able to find it out. I'll have to kind of ask in the bourbon group stuff, but I mean, it feels Amberana finish. Chad says, have I had the Jack Daniels Barrel Proof Rye from the Coy Hill warehouse? I don't know. Let's see. I don't look at a lot of that stuff. I have a Barrel House 1-07. What is that, Coy Hill? I don't even know. 1-07 is what I have. Porky says, question for the room. Is 129 too much for a 2025 High West Burr Rye? Yes. I don't even care for High West too much, but 129 for anything from them would be a little crazy. The most I spent on a High West product was the Midwinter's Night Dram, and I still feel like there's a little too much. It's good, but it's too much. Big Bob says, when I win this parlay, what bottle should I buy? Well, I know you've had the Still Austin now. You've had a little Penelope action. You've had some Redwood Empire. I say dabble a little bit, right? Try to get yourself an Eagle Rare 10-year, right? You win a parlay. It's free money. How much is it? $130? You can pay secondary for it. You got it. If not, Frey Ranch is a good one. I like them a lot. For you, Russell's 10 would probably be great, or just a wild turkey like. Nah, Russell's 10. Get Russell's 10. Still cheap. I think it will broaden your horizon a little bit with a little extra spice, but North Florida said, tried to store pick Knob Creek Rye. It was really good. Not sure what the age was, but it was good. Let's do another little pour. I'm like not disappointed, but I just had really high hopes for the rare character thing. You know what I mean? Because I got this when I could have got the other ones that have even better art. I know that's a weird thinking process, but I gotta find out if it's Amberana finish. It's driving me nuts. There's no like answer key. Russell's 10 is delicious. It is. It is. I need another one. I would bet this is Amarana. Do they do? Fucking shit! I gotta find out. I gotta find out. Chat says 09 is Quiet Hill, I believe. Alex says, do you have any decisions on what bourbon to pick out at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival? Nope. If I end up going, it will be it'll be a lot. So buy everything. Obviously, right now I really like Still Austin. I like Frey Ranch. I like Redwood Empire. New Rift is great. You know, Jack Daniels, anything is always fantastic. Um, Peerless, Double Oak's fantastic right now. Like I like drinking everything, you know. Scott says all the 2025 rare character LRs have those Fox labels and are fantastic. Okay. JC says thought a rare you bought a rare character. Also, is the Sazerac Rye a new release? Yeah, it's technically a new release. It's the 100 proof instead of a 90 proof. So they said if it was Amberana finish that it would say it on here, and it doesn't. It just says Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey Cask Strength. So it just has a really strong cinnamon note, I guess. Or I'm going fucking crazy. It's one of them. It's driving me nuts, though. Guys, if you've just now tuned in, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. We are trying to climb our way all the way to 10,000 before the end of the year. If you want to bet me, we won't. I mean, we could get dabbling with it, but I have all the content already scheduled out for the entire month. So you guys know I'm about to pump it out for you boys. Jerry says, I don't believe it's finished. I'm a moderator in the JB. See, you know, I don't recall the notes from the team, but I should join. In the meantime, you can see if I can get more info on it. Jerry, I'm already in the Jacksonville Bourbon Whiskey Society group. I didn't see anything. Nobody gave a little review. But that's what I do. I like to review it. It just feels Amberana finished. But everything I just looked up online, they said if you would have bought a single barrel series, it should say Amberana finish. So it's probably a no, and I'm just... Steve in the chat just subscribed. Steve, welcome to the family. Jerry, you in Jacksonville or St. Augustine? Where are you at? Northfloyd says, I love our new Riff single barrel from Total Wine. Has a root beer taste. Almost finished it. Been nursing it since my B-day in January. Well, you got to finish that off, bud. Have you ever had the Jack Daniel's single barrel? Barrel proof rye. Hero edition. No, but I want one. I want one. Big fan of the Army. Big fan of the military in general. A lot of them are really high proof too, but that's just whatevs. Scott says, can't find the label anywhere on the website. It might be a 2024 release. Alex says, chilling, just started smoking some cigars. Hell yeah. Alex, welcome back, bud. So this is like kind of my final thoughts on this one before I just kind of move on for a minute. It's good. Sometimes if I don't know what I'm drinking, that will throw me off a little bit. Feels Amberana. I don't think it's Amberana now from my research, but it's a really strong cinnamon note on there for me. But everything else is good. Like, I like the rye aspect of it. The more it kind of opens up, too, is it still hits you with those sweet notes, like a little caramel action. Like a dark, like, you ever had like a dark chocolate Milky Way? It's like that, but without the chocolate. Brady Grumpy says, thank you for all who served. Absolutely. Anybody that served in the military, thank you for your service. JC says, I want the Eric Church JD, don't we all? Yeah. I don't know. Cinnamon, baby. I mean, if you like cinnamon, this one's phenomenal, but it just threw me off. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it to be like I was expecting high rye, obviously, but I was expecting more like earthy, right? And it's got some mint notes, but I don't consider that earth. I expect if I was gonna say like earthy, I would expect like almost like basil type stuff. You know, rosemary, basil, stuff like that for earthy. This kind of feels like almost like a sweet little dessert aspect with a lot of spice and a really good finish. The finish is great on that. Jerry says, yeah, I'm in Middleburg. You know what I hate about Jacksonville? It takes me 45 minutes to get to a good liquor store around here. I'm right next to the Palencia Golden Ox. Kills me. They never have anything. They have good stuff, don't get me wrong. They don't have anything I want, usually, because I have a lot. Can any cigar people recommend a starter one that pairs well with cask strength rye? I don't know about cask strength rye, but these are great starter cigars in general. The Acid brand, they got the blue little label. I gotta pull up the other camera. I gotta fix that too. This, you can't see it. I'm not taking it out of the package, but these are phenomenal for anybody that's starting out with cigars. They got a good taste on the wrapper. They're just good. It's the main one. I'm not really big into cigars. Like, I like cigars, but I'm not hunting down different cigars, nothing like that. I gravitate towards the Acid. I'll do some of the more hyped up versions, like the Buffalo Trace. I have the Eagle Rare cigars, stuff like that. But Aaron says, my new rye I just got was the Russell's 6-year rye. Haven't opened it yet. And nice, Jerry. Me too. Yeah, I look at that one all the time, the Russells, because I'm a big fan of Russells in general. I want a good Russells rye, but I have the Wild Turkey Rare Breed rye that I still need to finish before I really kind of get something else in that case, because they're similar. Golden Ox, Normandy, and Shore's Industry Pub are my go-to stores. Everything else is so far away. Jacksonville is too big, for facts. But those two are the best stores in the area in general because of the pubs that they have right next to it. Normandy today, I don't know what your collection looks like or nothing like that, or selection. But Normandy had Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor, Blanton's. It was all just sitting there. That's where I got the Penelope, the Sazerac Rye, the old Granddad 7. They have a 16 Granddad there. They got a ton of shit. So really great store. I went there originally trying to get the Jack Daniel's Heritage. The only one that has Jack Daniel's Heritage from the owner, what he told me, was the what's his name? The one in St. Augustine by downtown. Paul Sam's. What the fuck's his name? Pete? I don't remember. Christian 199 says 50-50 blend of Eagle Rare and Sazerac Rye. Fuck shit! Don't threaten me with a good time, Christian. Let's do that. We're kind of moving into the more hangout stream anyway, so let's do some weird shit. We'll put this back. I still love the art of this bottle, by the way. It's half the battle with me, But I need somebody else to try this bottle. Or I need to try it a different day and figure out if I'm just crazy. Has anybody done this? Anybody done like a 50-50 blend of Eagle Rare and Saz? Honestly, I know it sounds like, oh, you're jacking up the Eagle Rare. Eagle Rare is fantastic in general. But adding a little bit of rye spice to it. Nope. Our cork pop streaks on the downhill. But adding a little rye spice to it and the finish from that Saz 100, even if it's just for the neck pour, it was fantastic. So I'm here for it. I was thinking Jesse Pinkman. I was like, yeah, science, bitch. No? Just me? My bad. Well, I'll watch my profanity. I'm going to do the blend with you. It's candy apples last time I tried it. I don't know about that. Jerry says the TKO Rare Character Hazmat Rye was bonkers good. I didn't get one. I wanted that one so bad. Mainly because I love the boxing aspect of it. I love the picture that came on it. I didn't even care what it tasted like. I was like, I want that. If I would have known it was hazmat, I would have tried harder, quicker to get it. But by the time I realized it was too late, you know. Um, but there'll be more, you know. You win some, you lose some. Scott says he's going to blend it with you as well. All right, people. We're all doing a 50-50 blend of a Sazerac Rye and Eagle Rare. I'm going to move this comment up. Move it to the top. Oh, no. I forgot my lights. Holy shit, I almost knocked the entire stream over. Let me do this. I forgot my extra lights. Oh no. Now all my lights are turning on. That's what happens when you Bluetooth everything up. There we go. I didn't even set them up right. It's too late. It's too late now. Jerry says I miss it too. Tried my buddies. Yeah, and everything you hoped for, everything you dreamed about, everything I dreamed about at least. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now tuning in, let me know what you're sipping on. Also, make sure you drop a little like, subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 10,000. We will hit it by New Year's. We will. There's no question. Just going to be a matter of question if you're going to be a part of it. JC says prices ain't the issue. I'd probably smoke once a month as long as it's not over 20 bucks. I'm happy to hunt for it. I mean, a lot of cigars are over 20 bucks, but I get what you mean. Acids are kind of cheap too. You can get a pretty good box or a pack of them per se. Jerry says, I turned on my surround sound and my lights on the shelf change. I hate when that happens. All my stuff's connected to like multiple remotes. So if I don't angle it right at it, like it's all over the place. Our light up setup tonight. What do you guys think? Obviously, it's not the normal stream. I'm not up and down or whatever. But I added an extra couple lights in here. Moved some things around. I've been testing it out. A lot of people gave me shit because you couldn't see the bottles on the table as we were talking. Whatever. So, everything look good? Do I look handsome? Let me know. Not the handsome part. Does it look good? Just poured my short barrel cigar blend 3.1. Damn, you're right. My bad, buddy. I'm up in PA, so maybe cheaper if you're down in Florida way. Holt Cigar Company. I buy the monthly subscription on 35. But damn, you in cigars. I don't have time, nor can I smoke cigars that often. If I owned my own home, I rent. I don't care if you guys know, I rent. If I owned my own, I would build a system where I could smoke cigars in this office and it not affect the rest of the house. If I even I moved this down here so you guys can see it every once in a while. I'm just making a fucking mess now. I have this big smoker. If I use this entire room and the rest of my house smells like cherry wood. Oh my God, what are we doing? I shouldn't have done that. It's done. It's done. What's done is done. Scott says, digging nose on this thing. It's like zesty orange cinnamon spice. All right, let me dive in. I wish I had like smelling salts. Lock in for a minute. I do get a little spicy action now. I don't know if it's because Scott said it. Now I can't stop thinking it. But I do get orange. But I got orange on the Saz before. The Saz 100 had a good amount of little orange zesty on the nose. It was Christian, right? Christian said it? Yeah, bro. Christian's on to something here, boys. I like Eagle Rare by itself better than anything in the Buffalo Trace lineup right now, but like if you said besides that, right? Blending it with a rye, especially a higher proof one, it gives a little bit extra of that spice. We dive in. I mean, it still has that rye Saz feeling with like a lot more oak. It's like vanilla, a little touch of vanilla, not much, but caramel vibes, a little minty fresh, a little orange zest. What is that? What is that note? Something else sweet that I can't put my nose on or tongue on right now. Brad says, this dude, Joe Water, just shat himself. Totally fucked. Brady Grumpy says, man, I feel bad for him. I doubt it. He's probably not even live.
Jack Daniels 14.
He's still live, so
I think there was 24,000 bottles.
I don't think he'd still be live if he crapped himself. I'm sure I'll still be live after him. He's been live a while now, so I imagine he'll be fine. Aaron says, you get a long cut mint blue can? What the fuck happened? Aaron says, I'm sticking to my Copenhagen. Y'all can keep the cigars. Ooh. You guys want to hear a fun story? So there was, I don't know how many people in the chat. 16. It's not that bad. When I was younger, I was hanging out with a bunch of people. We were going to go to Cracker Day. Aaron knows what the fuck I'm talking about. We were going to go to Cracker Day. So we went, got my Wranglers on, cowboy boots, buckle. And I smoked cigarettes at the time. I didn't dip. I didn't do that. And everybody said, you can't smoke Cracker Day. You got to throw a dip in. I said, all right, let's fucking do that. Threw a big ass wad of Copenhagen in. And I used to have like this really bad cough. I'd be like, a little tick, if you will. Man, I would tell you I coughed one good time. I swallowed that entire fucking mouthful of dip. And I think I spent the next 30 minutes puking it up. One of the last times I ever did that. So that memory singed into my brain. I think I was like 15 at the time. That's more than half my life ago. Damn, that's a long time. Oh, was it a trick to get me over there? Okay, I got you. Hold on. Oh, shit. Knew that swallow was coming. We've all been there. Oh, I know. It was bad. It was a bad time. But I mean, it makes a Aaron said that shit had me rolling. You're right, bro. All right, Connor Griffin. Oh, what's up, buddy? Truffle Shuffle? Hey, wrong stream, my guy. Wrong stream. Wrong stream. All right, fuck it. Let's do it. I'm kidding. I get banned quicker than shit. Well, you should have just said that from the beginning, bro. I go over that real quick. Amos says, I made the boys I was with pull a car over. I could hop out and puke when I did it. If I was in a car, I don't know what would have happened. right, as long as you're good, I'm getting off that string. Eagle Rare pound for pound is the best allocated. I mean, I personally would agree with you. Eagle Rare is my favorite Buffalo Trace product, hands down. Like, Blanton's isn't bad. Stag's good, especially if you're into the higher proof stuff. E.H. Taylor, again, great product. But me personally, price wise, availability wise, I could drive up to Georgia if it's not here. Eagle Rare all day. Now, I want the Eagle Rare 12. I'd love the Eagle Rare 17. Double Eagle Rare 2 while we're putting out shit into the atmosphere. But Eagle Rare 10 for sure in the Buffalo Trace lineup. Scott says, I poured another half ounce of Eagle Rare in the glass now. It's 2/3 Eagle Rare, 1/3 Saz. It centers a little bit more in my opinion. All right, fuck it. Let's add a little, we'll splash Eagle Rare in here. See what it does. I like the last bit. I thought it was like a really good blend between the two, right? I like the orange. It kind of like paired all the tasting notes really well. Like Eagle Rare sweetness and oakiness with Sazerac's like minty orange, like a minty orange vibe, and like the finish kind of like mellowed out towards the middle. But the 100 proof of the Saz to me kind of made it stick like right at medium, instead of medium to long because of the Eagle Rare. But it was so far fantastic. All right. And to be honest, it may be all Eagle Rare to me. Mine's almost all Eagle Rare. That's just me being honest at this point. Like, it tastes like Eagle Rare with like a very faint hint of something in there. Like, it's almost like Eagle Rare and you like forgot to rinse a glass. Like, it's good. But again, both of these products are good in general. Mix them together, there's no way it makes them bad, anything. But Connor Griffin in the chat says, diaper fund. Hey, you know how much diapers cost? Do you know how much diapers cost? Appreciate it, Connor. As always, let's pull that back over. Everybody else can know. We got newborns. We got paid diapers. My kid's more like a psychopath now, where he like wants to rip them off or apart, which is always fun. In the mornings is when you really got to change them. You know why? He's got a little in there. He wants to try and finger paint in the morning. That's always a good time. But North Florida says, bro actually needs diapers. North Florida, I do. Not for me, for the kid. Bro, so I will say, for our baby shower, we had so many diapers. It lasted a long time. Long time. When I had to start buying diapers, I was like, why did we have a kid? Like, this is expensive. So. All right, let's dive back into that Penelope, because that thing was the best thing we had all night. I need another glass. We're going Christmas vibes. So, just because I feel like running it back, let's throw the B-roll back up and we'll be right back. Braided Grumpy says, tell Joe Waters AJ owns you. I mean, I don't want to go back in. Jerry just messaged me on Facebook. So my man's about to dox me. He's about to dox me. So I did post a picture of what I picked up. So I wasn't hard to find, but so I know a lot of people aren't into the cocktail stuff. I am. So we're gonna talk about it. So the Penelope, it's funny. Do it, please. Jesus Christ, dude. All right, last time.
Stop staring at my girl like I don't like your average bar. Like, oh, let's go.
He may be drunk. Who knows? Aaron says, North Florida, my oldest turning 15. Oh my God. My youngest is 3. Great times. Jesus Christ, Aaron. We got to get you snipped, my boy. What? Dick just subscribed?
Yeah, see, there we go. See, that was a troll. So what he did, what AJ did, chat. Let me see what AJ just did. He goes to a legitimate channel called Call Me Old Fashioned. I don't know why I can't say Call Me Old Fashioned. A legitimate channel takes his name and logo, changes his name into that, and then comes into my chat saying AJ owns me. AJ, eat a fucking dick.
Oh, you're like fucking with him. Jesus Christ, bro. They're like trying to have me mess with him. We put a little bit more in there. Left my buddy pulled a 0 out of 10. What? North Florida says, ooh. My daughter's going to her sophomore year at UF. Hell yeah. Bro. Connor says about as much as a Marlins pennant. That's fucked up. Christian says diaper money is second mortgage. Facts. Aaron says, remember when Ethan was a shit? Now he is about eye level. Oh my God. I've seen a couple pictures. He's definitely getting big. He's like a little mini twin of you. But his pull game is 0 out of 10. Bro, Connor, Aaron's pull game is 0 out of 10 for sure. Grumpy says, so funny. Thanks, bro. Joe Waters triggered. That's not fun, bro. I appreciate the super chat, but bro, I was in there for like a second. I was waiting to see his reaction. I didn't know what it's for. You made him mad. For sure. Made him mad. He thinks you faked it. I hope he comes over here and asks me afterwards, and then I can explain like that you were messing with him. Got to step that pool game up, bro. Facts. So, the Penelope, by the way, this is fantastic. By far, one of the best premix old fashions out there, for sure. Like, they nailed it. By far, they nailed it. Aaron says swimmers can't swim no more. I mean, the rate you're going out, you're out here making Michael Phelps, so you better throw something else in there. North Florida, yeah, Joe's been in here before. Multiple different Joes, all at the same time. Popped on his live stream earlier today. Just wanted to say hey, you know, some more support some smaller channels. I got an alert. I don't know how, but I got an alert. We got our Christmas cup. Fits well with the theme. JC says, might get both. Got to start somewhere. Sorry to ask again. Could you rate the lighting method again for me? Now that he said that, I also want to try smoking this thing because I feel like a little bit of smoke on this. I'll pour a little bit more. I know. A little bit of smoke on this would actually go a long way. That Aaron said that picture popped up on my wife's Facebook of you and Ethan when you took a photo during your wedding. That one pops up. That's like the main one that pops up for me. When I was, or the one when I was in the bathroom holding him when he was like a young wee little thing. I think I got to watch him for the first time when you guys went somewhere. I don't remember. That could be completely wrong. Kristen says, "Call me old fashioned. I'm digging the lighting. Appreciate it." I mean, I added a couple extra lights in here. Don't get me wrong. I do have my front light over here. I got another little soft ambient light, and I got the two up here tonight. But that's neither here or there. And then I tweaked a couple things. So, which chips did I use? So, obviously the drink is black walnut old fashioned with walnut bitters, vanilla, demerara syrup, and it recommends you putting a cherry in it. So I used cherry wood. I felt like walnut wood would have been too much nut. You know what I mean? So I went with cherry. Cherry is obviously my favorite. I go to that most times. North Florida says best production of whiskey tube. Hey, you ain't seen nothing yet, bud. You ain't seen nothing yet. You guys saw a little glimpse at it, and then Woodford's absolutely took me out at the knees last year. I don't know if I'll ever recover from that. Grumpy, I can't do that. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate your super chat, by all means, but I'm not trying to start no drama. I didn't know you were trolling them at the time, or I probably wouldn't have done it. Jerry just sent us all the tasting notes on the rare character, so we're going to run that back here in a second just to see what it says. Grumpy, you said, did I see your messages? I'm sure I did, but you could be behind in the stream, so that and I'm behind too. Christian says, wait, what happened with Woodford's? Oh, Christian, you don't know? So I'll give you guys the quick version. So for me, my I don't know how to tell you the quick version. Actually, we're gonna go with a long version. Sorry, not sorry. So for me, one of the first whiskeys that got me into whiskey was the Woodford's Double Oak. Right, I tried a bunch of things: Knob Creek, Angel's Envy, regular Woodfords, Elijah Craig. Elijah Craig was the big one with us during the early times. And me and my buddy were just finding really good bourbons to make old fashions with. Came across Woodford's Double Oak, and I was like, "This is incredible." It was my favorite by far my favorite. And I was like, "What if there was like a double oak out of a joke?" And it was like I said it like being funny. Then I looked it up, and there was actually a Woodford's double oak. And for the longest time, I was too new to figure out like what was actually happening at the time. But I was like, I gotta figure out a way to get to Kentucky the day they release it, with also not knowing they're releasing it that day, right? And I finally figured out when they did it, how they did it, and I was like, all right, I pre-planned and pre-filmed a trailer. I pre-filmed and because I do filmmaking stuff, right? I don't just do YouTube stuff. I do normal filmmaking, and I was gonna make like a mini documentary about Woodford's Double Oak and how hard it is to get and how it's exclusive and how everybody wants it. Because at the time they only released it distillery only, 375 milliliter bottles, slightly overpriced, but everybody would go and they rush there and they'd buy it out, right? And then it hit the secondary market for quadruple the price. So I make the trailer just to tease it out there because I knew it was coming. I knew I was going to be going to Kentucky in a couple weeks at the latest, and I was like, I'm ready for this, right? I was going to make an entire trip. I had friends planned out to come with me to like build on the storyline. I was going to make a fucking movie, and at this literally the day I dropped the trailer, I was like, oh, let's tease it out there, right? You can see it on the here. Let me pull it up actually. I'm gonna drop the link to it because I don't want to pull it up. I'm gonna drop the link to it. You can watch it later or you can watch it whenever. And basically, what happened is I dropped this trailer, cinematic, building the storyline, wanting you to buy into, all right, what is he about to do next, right? And the day I dropped the trailer is also the day that I released the trailer. An hour later, Woodford released that they're changing the way they did Woodford's Double Oak. They changed it to doing 750 milliliter bottles and nationwide. They overproduced so they could ship it to fucking everywhere, and absolutely killed the video. And really, at that point, it's not hard to get. You can go to almost any liquor store. It's sitting on shelves because it's almost $200. It took all the funness and the impact that video was going to have and just threw it out the window. Part of the fun wasn't going to be just the bottle. It was going to be the storyline with it, going to Kentucky, all the fun things throughout it. And the bottle was going to be the end result of me finally getting a bottle that I've been looking for 3-4 years, if not longer. I got the bottle, granted, I have it right here, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's not what I was hunting. And it's good. I like it. Still one of my favorites, even though people don't like it and it's overpriced, but it's still a fantastic bottle. But that trailer is what I released, and then an hour later, Buffalo or Woodford's came out with their fucking video and pow right in the knee. So that's a long story short. I still plan on doing something like that. I love the filmmaking aspect. I want to do something that nobody else is doing on YouTube. It just takes me a while to build out the story, build out my everything. So I'm still debating on what I'm gonna do, because I also I think outside the box most of the time. Right? We do some basic stuff. Don't get me wrong. You haven't seen any of it. I can't show you the pictures in my head. Most of the time, I'm looking for something that nobody else is doing constantly, and then I want to do it crazy. So one day you'll see it. Until then, we're going to have a drink. We're going to hang out. We're going to drink some Penelope Old Fashioned because it's fantastic. And this bottle isn't going to last a week. Probably not. Maybe 2. Raging Cajun in the chat. Cheers. Raging, welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. Let me know what you're sipping on, Raging. It's been a minute. Been about a minute and a quarter. let me do this. Sweet Cindy says Grumpy BT is a bargain at a 175. I mean, I don't really see the 175 milliliter bottles anymore for Buffalo Trace. I usually see like 700 or like 375 a lot. Um, I think almost all of them are bargain as long as it's not like secondary prices and you're getting it for MSRP. All of them are bargains. It's a good bottle. So let's dive into the Woodford's Double Oak because we're talking about it. I want a sip of it just to kind of remembrance of what could have been. So let's dive in to the Woodfords. I still think it's a fantastic bottle. Like I'm not like I know a lot of people shit on it. It's one of my go-to favorite bottles here, but it's not like it's not the best. You know, the one thing that I think if you were gonna mass produce it and you're gonna charge more, you're gonna charge that much, and you're gonna do all the things you did, I think bumping the proof really would have done you justice. Put it at 100 proof, 110 proof. My God, you would have had everybody fucking bowing down to the bottle. You know what I mean? Because that's everybody's complaint is the proof. Sweet says Benny had it around $50. The Woodford's double, yeah, $50. Woodford's double. Woodford's double is going like 150 on the lowest side. Raiden says sipping on Cedar Book from WH McBriar, 100 proof, weeded bourbon. Jerry says third pour for the night. I don't know what that abbreviation is, but he says, oh, Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit CNE. Fuck, what's CNE? Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit. I don't know. I don't know. This is fantastic. All right, I'm done talking about it. You guys know that I like it. I think it's great. So now that Jerry sent us the tasting notes, we're gonna revisit the rare character here in a minute with a new Glen and a fresh palate. Let me get some water. Oh, Camp Nelson Warehouse E. I knew that. I was like debating if I was even right about the wild turkey. Aaron says I got the White Lightning version of Buffalo Trace, poured in a small barrel, trying out the aging process. I have a couple ideas of stuff I want to do with that. Because I have the Buffalo Trace. Where is it? Buffalo Trace White Dog. I have the Buffalo Trace White Dog Mash 1. It's the corn rye and malted barley recipe, 125 proof, right? I stupidly enough, I drank this straight up, right? I tried it neat. I was like, this is horrible. Don't want that. And then I put it in a cocktail. It was even worse. So I saved it, and I want to put it in a barrel, right? And I want to age it. And I want to do weird shit with it, and just see how far we can push it. Porky says, I'd rather do Woodford's Double Oak than Old Grandad 16, especially for the price. I mean, yeah. Woodford's Double is great in general. It's one of my favorites. Woodford's Double, it's about the same price as the Old Grandad 16, though. JC says, I got an idea. Makes a 50-50 pour in an old fashioned with one of your least favorite bottles with one you like that might mask the bad one. Okay. Because I just drank this old fashioned, we can definitely revisit it. I'm not saying like I'm ignoring your comment. But if you want to re-comment that, like copy and paste it in your notes setting, save it for like 10, 15 minutes. Let me acclimate here for a second. Because if I drink another old fashioned back to back, I may fucking piss myself. JD makes a white dog. All right, now we're talking. Can we get a single barrel proof rye white dog? Can I get that? That's all I want. Just give me that. You know, I'll age it. I got it. Chad says, been real gentleman. Chad, if you're leaving, appreciate it. As always, make sure you drop a little like on the stream on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, we'll see you next Friday. We go live every Friday around 9:45 p.m. Eastern time till really whenever I get on. Have a great weekend. As always, Chad, you too, bud. Jerry says, I tasted my white dog too. Great to use as a guide in tasting for aged whiskey. I like that aspect. That's a good way of putting that. I didn't do that though. I don't know what. Fuck. I could go back to that live stream and watch it again. I don't know what I went in with thoughts wise. I was like, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna make a cocktail with it. I don't know why I thought that. I made a cocktail with it. It was fucking disgusting. All right, let's revisit this rare character now that Jerry sent us some tasting notes. Just because I'm curious if I get any of it. You know, sometimes that helps. But I'll stand by what I said. It felt very Amberana finished. I understand it's not. But $130 proof. That's cute. My Jack Daniels is more higher proof than that. I also have 145 proof here if you want to drink that too. But the moonshine though, I just don't. Oh God, I probably would throw up. JC says, "Call me old fashioned. I'm just seeing if we can get rid of the whistle pig and the blade and bow. I'm getting rid of it regardless. I have multiple people that should be visiting this month, or if they don't want it, because I have my brother may come down for the draft for our fantasy football draft, and if he wants those, I'll let him have it because he makes mixed drinks with like Dr. Pepper and shit. So if he wants them, I'll give them to him. If I don't, I have somebody else that wants them, but I do not want them here anymore." Jerry says, "I don't hate the white dog, LOL. I had to know what we were cooking with." I mean, I agree. That's why I got it too. But I don't know what. I can't tell you what I was thinking at the time. I knew what I bought, but for some reason, I think it was because I was like, "This is gonna stand out," and I made a cocktail with it. Because I'm like, "This is gonna help people understand," and it was so bad. It was like the worst thing I ever drank. North says, "What day are we doing the draft?" I believe it's the 30th. It's a Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, our time. And it's if you log into the Yahoo app, anybody in the Fantasy Football League, you log into the Yahoo app, it will tell you what time the draft is, what day, all that stuff. I'll make a couple announcements in the Discord, in the fantasy chats, on YouTube and stuff like that, just to make sure everybody knows. But you guys gotta be there. I'm not changing it. I can't do anything about it. That's the day that made the most sense because everybody gave me shit last year about the injury thing. I don't want you drafted injured players. That's why we're doing it that day. Any plans for barrel picks? Christian, stop. Don't give all my secrets away. I do. I have a couple things I'm working on. I want to do a barrel pick, but I don't want it to be... It sounds cliche, right? I don't want it to be the same thing everybody else is doing. I'd love to do a rare character, something that I could like really fine tune, or I'd love to do a Woodford's. Like a Woodford's double oak pick would be a good thing for me because I could buy them all. Joe Unfiltered says, "What's up, brother?" My voice cracked there. You heard it? Going through puberty. Joe, what's up, baby? Jacob in the chat says, "What's up, everybody?" Raiden says, "Cheers, Jacob." Sweet says, "Absolutely." Bardstown 95 rye, Jack Daniel's single barrel, barrel proof, low rye. It's just better. All right. Let me pull them up. Let me tell you what Jerry sent me. So he says this is a 7-year Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, K45. While not likely to be the highest rye bourbon you've ever encountered, certainly stands out with a minimum amount of corn required to qualify as a bourbon, 51%. You will expect a spicy flavor due to its 45% rye mash bill. Aged in a historic warehouse in Kentucky, this barrel code offers an inviting profile with tasting notes of sweet citrus and vanilla with a pleasant orange peel aroma. You'll also find notes of vanilla, baking spice, and rye bread with a touch of oak presence in the nose. With exceptional high rye content, this whiskey delivers a long, vibrant finish, bursting with flavors of orange zest, black pepper, notes of honey, and fresh baked rye bread, brulee sugars, and cinnamon. Now, I thought it was Amberana. That's how much cinnamon it has. Let me go ahead and re-roll the B-roll, and we'll dive back in. And we're back. All right, again, this is a 7-year, 4-month age rare character single barrel series, 116.42 proof, bottled June of 2025, distilled in 2018, early 2018. It's a 51% corn, 45% rye, and 4% malt barley mash bill. Again, first impressions right off the bat was I could have bet my paycheck that it was Amberana finish because so much cinnamon punched me in the face. We're gonna dive back in. I still get caramel, right? I still get like a dark Milky Way vibe caramel. I don't get chocolate. It's just like the center of a dark chocolate Milky Way. After reading the tasting notes, probably just throws me off a little bit, but I get that. I get the honey, but it's more. I hate to do this, but I'm about to pull down my Rio. I'm gonna drink the Rio side by side with this. Because the Rio has honey and Amarana, and I bet you that this is close. Like, I understand the tasting notes, what was sent to me, but I can bet you it's close. Now, the Rio is going to be a way lower proof point. Obviously, it doesn't have the rye aspect. I just have a feeling that the tasting notes that I get are going to be very close. That transition was hard. You know, Joe, that's how we do, baby. I like to spice it up every once in a while. I'm here for the people. Okay, I might have been mistaken. Let me get some water. Refresh the palate. Sweet says, JC, I watched a live stream last night with Nancy. She hung out and talked for over an hour. Nancy used to come into our live streams too. She used to hang out. It was a good time. Now, granted, she came in at like the worst possible time. I was talking crap about her tasting notes. So I was like, who thinks of this? And she's like, that's me. I did that. It's funny because we're from the same area. So it was kind of a fun meeting experience. I've learned, granted, I've learned to respect her palate. I'll give her flowers. So if she ever pops back in, I'll definitely give them to her. The rare character is definitely darker. The Rio is only a 98 proof, where the rare character is 116. Again, I'm just doing a little comparison just for my own shits and giggles here. Damn, that's too sweet. Okay. I can. They're fucking close. They're a lot more similar than they should be. So that does kind of mark it down. I don't want to drink that whole Rio. That's too sweet for me tonight. That means this rare character, it does have that honey for sure. It has a lot more cinnamon that kind of leads on. A lot of that spice aspect that you would get typically from a rye is coming, or from that Amberana that I keep thinking about, is coming from the rye aspect of it, being a 45% rye. Again, it's good. It's not bad. But damn, it could pass as Amberana at this point. It doesn't give me like cinnamon toast crunch vibes, but just gives me cinnamon vibes. You know? Like it's good. It's not bad. It's just like it threw me off so far. I think what would be smart is for me just to revisit this on a separate day. Let it open up, let it kind of like run its course for a second, and I revisit it. Or do I really think it's an Amberana? Or does it have a really strong cinnamon note when you first open it? Whatever. Brady Grumpy says, best whiskey under $60. You're going to have to wait for that short next week, my guy. I have a best whiskey under every single price, all the way up to $100 coming out every single week, moving forward on a shorts. Because I can go all day on that kind of stuff. So check out the shorts. I've been pumping out a bunch. Not to toot my own horn, but I've dropped a new video almost every day this week. Not almost every day this week, except for Saturday and Sundays. I don't really post, but I think I may start. Kentucky Spirit's not a bad option either. $50 to $60 bourbons and whiskey should come out on Tuesday the 26th. That's what it's scheduled for. I just looked up my schedule. Sweet says, haven't had any cigar blends. Well, I think you need to dabble into them a little bit. Jacob says, I'll be back. Got to put the kiddos down for bed. Jacob, I get it. Sweet says, best bourbon under 20, benchmark foolproof. So I did do a poll. Let's check on that poll. Let's check on her. YouTube. Oh, didn't expect those results. So I did a poll 2 days ago, and it was said, what's the best budget bourbon bottle? That's a tongue twister. So let's settle it. What's the best budget bourbon bottle? I put Old Granddad 114, Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, and Benchmark Foolproof. In my opinion, it just depends on what I'm going for. If I'm going old fashioned, I'm going Foolproof Benchmark. If I'm going to drink it neat, it's Old Granddad 114. I don't really care for Evan Williams too much, but it is what it is. So 30%, or actually 20% said Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. 30% said Benchmark Foolproof, and 50% said OGD 114 for the winner. So out of 231 votes, half of them said Old Granddad 114. So about 116 votes went to Old Granddad 114 over the other three. So there you have it. You know what I mean? It's a pretty hefty poll for us. Not a lot of people vote, but budget bottles really bring out the best in everybody. Now, again, I'll take Old Granddad 14 neat all day, every day. In old fashioned, personally, I prefer the Benchmark. Scott says under 60, Old Forester 1920. Old Forester 1920 is a phenomenal pour. It's was one of my earlier pours too. This is the first one that I really got this like really deep banana note on it. So it's always got a soft spot for me. But it did make the list. So in a couple weeks you'll see my list, and you can kind of grade it from there. Let's do some more water. Under 60 ACO small batch. I believe MSRP should be under that, but yeah, I agree. Jerry says under 60 Knob Creek single barrel cask strength. There's so many of these out there. You can find them almost anywhere. A Walmart has them. Fucking shit everywhere. Not the biggest Knob Creek fan in general, but they're not bad. So if you're a Knob Creek fan, those Knob Creeks are also really good value. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting close towards the end of the stream. Let me know what we should do next. Let's recap the night, shall we? So, we did the Penelope, black walnut old fashioned, a little vanilla demerara syrup. That one's fantabulous. Fantabulous is the way you could put that one. Great bottle, under 30 bucks for most places. I think that's a must pick up. Then we went to Old Grandad 7-year. It's good. If you're a big Old Grandad fan, I think that's a must pick up too. But if you're new to the game, I think Old Grandad 114 is a better pickup. We moved into, from there, the Sazerac Rye 100 proof. As much as I personally think it's, from first impressions at least, better than a 90 proof. You know, let's wait and see for the full review on that one, I would say, just because it is a how would you put it? It could be just from a fresh crack, or it could be better. But the fresh crack on that one was good. Had a lot more better spice, a little bit more complexity comparatively. The proof points really did drive it home a little bit more. But I'd like to see it open up a little bit just to see how much it kind of tames back down. From there, moved into the rare character single barrel series from Shores Liquor and Jacksonville Bourbon and Whiskey Society. This one is it's good. I thought it was Amberana finish. It's not, but it's got a strong cinnamon note, a little bit of honey, a little bit of Milky Way caramel vibes. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's got a little bit of everything. It's good. I don't know necessarily if it's gonna fit my vibe on an everyday type of style, but it's good. Right? I think I might have hyped up rare character in general a little bit too much in my head, just from the way people were talking about it. But again, it is what it is. We'll try some others. We'll see what they're like. But again, North Florida said it best. He says, don't forget to hit the likes, smash the subscribe button, join us every week for great bourbons and discussions. Pull that over. JC said, call me old fashioned. Do an old fashioned with 50-50 with a bottle you hate and a bottle you think will mask it. Okay, let's do that. Ramo says, hey brother, found a Stag 24C for $140. Is that a good price? Should I skip it? Fuck it, buy it. Why not? It's not MSRP, but why not? All right, let's do this. He wants me to make an old fashioned, something I hate and something I like. All right, let's move these bottles off here real quick. We're gonna move the rare character over here, and let's see. We're gonna go with Whistle Pig. I feel like it's the best one out of the other ones. And let's do Frey Ranch. I don't know why. I just feel like the proof of Frey Ranch is gonna overpower it. I need a cup. There we go. Should I have a leather strap on. Should I take that off? Or Christian says, $4.99 super chat. Christian, appreciate the support as always. Just poured Woodford's. Oh, fuck, I can't read it no more. Woodford's Double Oaked. What's your favorite craft distillery? That's a hard question. I would say right now, probably Still Austin. Still Austin's at the top. I consider them craft just because it's coming out of Austin, Texas. They do their own thing. They're not really kind of falling under the norm. But Free Ranch is coming up, bro. They're right there with them. The benefit of Still Austin is they got a wider net, right? They're hitting the rise for their cask strengths. The bourbon's hitting the cask strength. They got some bottled bonds. They got cigar blend. Free Ranch has one solid bottle, which is this one right here, which is the farm strength. To me, this one's fantastic, but yeah, I mean, I have to go with Still Austin right now. Best. Here, let me do this. So best craft distillery right now, I'm going with Still Austin. But if I had to follow it up, I think Frey Ranch is up there. I think they just need to broaden out a little bit with their offerings. Behind that, I'm going to go New Rift, and behind that, I'm going Redwood Empire. All right, let's do this. I like using the Woodfords. Old-fashioned cocktail syrup when I use anything when I'm trying to like judge it, I guess. Sweet says Still Austin cask strength is special. It is. It is special. We're gonna go 1-1 on the pours, like 1 ounce Whistle Pig. So just so you guys know, this is Whistle Pig Piggyback Single Barrel Alfa Romeo F1 Series, finished in G-Force, 96.77 proof. It is finished in oolong tea and lychee barrels. It's not good. It's like unsweetened tea with a weird fruit note that doesn't cover up enough. It just doesn't give you enough of anything, in my opinion. But this Frey Ranch Farm Strength is coming in at 123.88 proof. To me, that is enough proof to probably cover it up. Let's dabble into the cherry vibes real quick. I'm not gonna bitter it up or nothing like that. That old-fashioned Woodford's old-fashioned cocktail syrup really does carry a lot of that. So let's dive into this pour. Kind of nervous, right? Because it is a one of my top, I guess you could say, as far as bottles, and like my least favorite bottles. The question is does it stand up? Can it cover it? And is it going to mask it? Like JC said, pick a bottle you think that will mask it. To me, what would mask it is proof and flavor. For me, the proof on this one definitely should mask it, but the flavor as well is going more cupcake vibes versus weird bland rye. So let's dive into this. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get our sip on. It's not bad, but it's not good. I need one more sip. It didn't cover it. The free range part's good, and I can tell which part's which. But it's almost like you put a really sweet whiskey in with a really bland whiskey, right? And the bland whiskey part's trying to take over. Is it drinkable? Sure. Will I drink it and finish it? No. That whistle pig, there's just something about it. It's got this note in there that just sings home to me that says, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't hit right. So for me, I gotta pass on this. Norfolk is gonna need a short pull out of this. Good content though, maybe a little painful. And I love Furry Ranch. Thought it would cover it. That whistle pig just not gonna cut it. For me, this doesn't mask it enough. It's not good enough. The whistle pig just is that bad, and it is going to destroy the old fashioned. For the love of God, don't pick this bottle up. So, Liz says, "Hope you boys are having a good night." Yeah, we are about to end it. North Florida says, "Howdy, Elizabeth." He's trying to throw you off. He's trying to throw you off for the draft. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're about 2 hours in. We're going to go ahead and call it. What he said? He says, dude, this stream was way more lush than that drunken Joe Nut stream. Okay. Ramos says, what's your favorite Redwood Empire bottle? Pipe Dream 101 is by far the best. The fuck? That was weird. Yeah, Pipe Dream 101 is by far the best one. Yeah. So far, Pipe Dream 101 is money. Yeah, no, it is money. It's the best value as well, in my opinion. I think it's just a great pour in general. Pipe Dream cask strength is good. 101 or regular Pipe Dream is great, but the 101 is like middle price range, best proof. The mash bill has been tweaked a little bit, just good. If you wanted something besides that, I guess Devil's Tower would be my next up, or Rocket Top Rye if you're just talking about ryes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and end it here. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Appreciate you stopping by. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to like, subscribe to all that jazz. And I will see you next week. Maybe tomorrow. You never know. We like to dabble. We like to do things crazy. So I will see you on. Here we go. The other side. Peace.